listen.
Hey guys, it's Melvin7 here, and today I've got my match thoughts on Manchester United versus Sunderland, the Capital One Cup second leg that's being played at 7:45. Now the game hasn't even kicked off because I want to talk about a couple of topics briefly beforehand. First one, as of about 20 minutes ago, Manchester United have put a 40 million bid in for Juan Mata. Now I couldn't be happier personally. I think it's exactly what we need. If you look at our games, we're just playing far too cautiously. We're playing it back to the defence a lot when we should be threatening an attack. Juan Mata is one of them players that is just so deadly with his passing, his vision, everything. So he'll be able to create attacking chances going forward, and it will just boost our attacking threat so much. There's so many positives for us and for Chelsea. For us, obviously the player. Secondly, it'll attract more players who were maybe a bit skeptical of going to Man U. Once they see, if he does, Mata come to Man U, then it's probably going to inspire them too as well. Obviously, he's a brilliant player. 40 million is such a good price, to be honest. People are saying we've overpaid, but no, he's such a good player, and just basically he's perfect in that calm role. We are lacking attacking threat. In terms of cleverly is what I'm on about. He hasn't been performing very well. Obviously we've got Kagawa and Januzaj, but what we could do is change our formation, have two CDMs, two CMs, two CAMs, so centre attacking mids, a centre forward, a striker, and the traditional back four. And basically, picture this, okay? Any combination of these five players: Van Persie, Rooney, Mata, Januzaj, and Kagawa. Any four of them is just such a deadly partnership. It is ridiculous. We'll hopefully get Rooney and Van Persie and maybe Fellaini back for the game after the Sunderland game. But yeah, a couple of United fans are saying, oh, we shouldn't be going for Mata, we've got Kagawa and all that. But yes, we do have Kagawa, but look at other teams like Chelsea who have 5 or 6 brilliant attacking mids. Yes, Chelsea's a completely different squad to Manchester United, but still, it works for them. We really only have 2 that are actually really good. You can't call Cleverly that good at the minute. He needs a few more seasons to become what he should become, if that makes sense, his potential, to grow into his potential. We've got Kagawa and Januzaj, but Januzaj at the minute is playing more of a wing role or a centre forward role. So yeah, Mata is just perfect. And another thing, this is just completely retarded. Right, some United fans do... Oh no, wait, I was going to go on to the Chelsea positives. So the Chelsea positives of signing Mata: one, they're getting 40 million for a benched player that is probably going to be benched for quite a while because of Hazard, Oscar, Willian, Schürrle, the unbelievable amount of players they have. 2, he wants to leave, so you don't want to keep a player that doesn't want to play, that isn't going to play for the full... You know what I mean? You don't want to keep a player that wants to go away, is what I'm trying to say. 3, think of it, Manchester United have played Chelsea twice, so we no longer play Chelsea. So Mourinho knows this, and to be honest, a couple of people have been saying this, but I agree with it. We probably won't win the title now. I'm not naive, I'm not that naive. We could, but it's probably not going to happen. So we are going to choose who the title goes to. What I mean by that, we still have to play City, we still have to play Arsenal, I'm sure we still have to play Liverpool. We've played Spurs, but I don't think they're really into it. But to be honest, the other 2 main title threats are Arsenal and City. Obviously there's more, but yeah, they're the main 2. So we've still got to play them. If we've got Mata and Rooney and Van Persie back fit with Fellaini, Januzaj, Kagawa, all these amazing players, Carrick and everything, right? We're going to stand a way better chance. So we're going to potentially win. And if Chelsea, since they've already played us, do well against the other teams, then they're going to jump in points. So basically we can determine where the title goes by beating other teams, if that makes any sense. Also, Chelsea have got 40 million to maybe fork out on a striker, because Demba Ba will probably leave, along with Eto'o, who's going back to Mallorca, I think, at the end of the season. So yeah, it's just perfect for both teams. And then something else before I get into the match, sorry this is getting quite long, but some United fans do not want Manchester United to beat Sunderland because of the prospect of facing City in the final. I'm sorry, but you cannot call yourself fans. There was a list of tweets of them saying it, you are not fans if you want your team to lose. You support them to win. I don't give a fuck who you play in the final. You don't fear them. To be honest, there's nothing better for us at the minute than to play City, our biggest rivals, in a cup final. Everyone expects us to lose if we get there, right? Obviously we have to beat Sunderland. Yeah, I'm not saying anything's guaranteed. We're 2-1 down. But if we do get there, right, everyone will expect us to lose. So if we win, imagine the morale boost for the team, for Moyes, for everything, right? And if we lose, everyone expected it. So what's the big deal? I'm sorry, but to say you don't want to get into a cup final because you're going to face your biggest rivals, that is just fucking retarded, honestly. Whoever you support, if you support Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham, Bolton, bloody Derby, Accrington, Stanley, whoever you support, would you really want to lose would you want to rather lose than face your biggest rivals in a higher round? Think of it, like, it's just stupid, honestly. But anyway, yeah, I'll be back for the end of the first half, so I'll review that. Well, I'll go through that, and then I'll be back for the second half like I did in my last video. I might, in future episodes, add stuff like this, like transfer news or big topics for Manchester United before I go through these reviews, and I'll try and do them for every single match. 90% of them will be done, hopefully 100%, but yeah, hope you do enjoy, and I'll be back for the first half. Okay, so the first half has just finished and we are winning 1-0, which is brilliant. If this result stays, then we're going to go through. Hopefully we can extend it. But yeah, not a lot's happened in the first half. I think the 5th minute, Januzaj had a nice corner. Hernandez had a header, but it was saved by Manon. Then I think not a great deal happened. After like 20 minutes, it was about 50-50 possession. Sunderland were defending well. We weren't really showing any attacking threat. And then 30th minute, we had a nice little kind of passing play, and then it ended with Welbeck from the left hand side just outside the box. He ballooned a shot well over, and then I'm not sure what minute, but a few minutes later I think we had a nice little piece of play. I think it was Kagawa who dribbled into the box, had a nice cross, he whipped it in, Fletcher headed, hit the post, and then it rebounded to Welbeck, I believe, who fired a shot, and Manon saved. It came back to Welbeck, and don't know if any of you were watching the match, but he did a Berber spin to take it away, but we didn't capitalise on that. And then we had a corner. Januzaj, another great corner in. Welbeck tries to go for the turn shot behind him, completely mishits it, really. It bounces, comes to Evans, who's 2 yards out at the far post, heads in an easy goal, so it's 1-0. I don't think really too much happened. I mean, Sunderland after that, you could tell they've changed their play style. They were a little bit more threatening in attack, but there was no major chances after that. So yeah, not a great deal happened in that half, but I'm really happy, and hopefully we can extend our lead instead of having to take it all the way to extra time, which I think is what happens. And if it stays as this at the end of extra time, then we go through because of the away goal. But yeah, I'll be back for the end of the second half. Hopefully we are through then. Okay, so it still is 1-0 to us, so it's 2-2 in aggregate. It's going to go to extra time. If at the end of extra time we nothing's happened, it's still 1-0, then we go through on away goals. In the first 10 minutes of the second half, Sunderland had a few shots and they were kind of on the front foot, and then just after that, Januzaj had a shot that, it was about 30 yards out and it went just wide. After 60 minutes, the possession was about 60 to Sunderland and 40 to us, so yeah, they were on the front foot entirely. And then I think it was around about the 64th minute, Valencia was subbed on for Kagawa, and then shortly after Valencia's been subbed on, he has a nice little dribble, passes it to Januzaj, who's in so much space, and he has so much time, about 30 yards out, well 25 yards out, and he slices his shot completely wide. And then a bit of a threat from Sunderland. They were on the front foot, but there wasn't really a lot of attacking threat, but they have a shot, well saved by De Gea at the bottom right. And then I think it was Smalling against Johnson. He brings them down, and I'm going to be fair, it should have been a Sunderland free kick and maybe a yellow card to Smalling, but nothing was given. I don't want any referee bullshit going on our side, because I hate all that shit that we get, like, to do with refs and all that, about how they favour us and shit like that. This season that hasn't been the case, but yeah, should have been a free kick. Anyway, 82nd minute, Barini has an overhead kick that he blasts so far over the bar. Like, he tempts it. He's had a really good game up until this. And then 84th minute, I think, Butner, more injury woes. He goes off with a little niggle, doesn't seem to be too serious, but Evra replaces him. And then 2 minutes later, Sunderland decide to sub off Barini, who, as I said, had a good game. Didn't really like have a lot of attacking threats. He was just, sorry, a lot of shots, but he was like attackively a threat, if that makes sense. He gets subbed off for Altidore, and then from the 87th minute onwards, Man U were just pushing. Sunderland had a couple of breaks that looked as though they might be able to score, but they didn't really have any shots. And then the 93rd minute, we have a free kick, and Januzaj, it's a bit of a tame free kick just outside the box, and yeah, it's an easy save for Manon, and that's it up to now. So it is going to be extra time. I think the match is about to start, so yeah, I'll be back for the first half of extra time and then the second. So yeah, this video is going to be a lot longer than what I anticipated, so sorry about that, but yeah, I hope you do enjoy. Okay, so the first half of extra time has just ended. It's still 1-0 to us. A few things happened, so yeah, I'm going to have to steamroller that quickly because the second half will start any minute. But first, the betting odds on Mata joining Manchester United have been stopped, and he's reportedly having a medical tomorrow, so within 3 days I would have said that he's a Manchester United player, so get the fuck in for that. So yeah, a few like little things, like Januzaj forced an easy save out of Manon about the 93rd minute. Then about 4 minutes into extra time, more injury woes. Carrick goes off with a little niggle and Phil Jones has to replace him, so that's all three of our subs gone. Then Smalling gives away a free kick 30 yards out, and I think it's Gardner who fires just over the top left of the goal. And then the 10th minute of extra time, Bardsley fires just wide from outside the right hand side of the box. Nothing too threatening. Then 1 minute later, best chance of the game. Basically, Hernandez is clean through just outside the box, finesses it round just past the bottom left hand side of the goal. So yeah, a bit unlucky with that. I thought we'd scored there. And then 1 minute later, Welbeck from just outside the box has a weak shot that Manon saves very easily. So yeah, the second half is about to kick off. So yeah, I'll be back right at the end of that to bring you the last bit, and hopefully we are through. 15 minutes, that's all it takes. All we have to do is hold on, so yeah, hopefully we're through. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. The last 2 minutes, 2 goals, 1 for Sunderland, 1 for us. It's going to penalties. 3-3 on aggregate, 2-1 to us this game. Holy shit, there's a few chances before this, but I'm just going to get into the important stuff. Bardsley hits a shot like 2 minutes left, and De Gea is only mistaken like 2 years, fumbles it. I was nearly crying at that point. Is absolutely ridiculous. Goes into the net, but then less than a minute later, great play. Raphael crosses it, rebounds, and I'm not sure who passes it to Januzaj, but he passes it into, I think it's Welbeck, who gives a lovely pass to Januzaj, crosses it along the face of goal. 4 yards out, Hernandez smashes it, almost hits it over into the roof of net. Penalties are about to happen, so I'll be back at the end of these penalties. Hopefully we can win, but what a fucking game, honestly. I can't believe that comeback. That is just ridiculous. A fucking joke. No one can fucking score. 2-1 to Sunderland on fucking penalties. 7 misses. 7 misses for both sides. 1 goal for us. I know we're without fucking Rooney and Van Persie, but no, a fucking player can't fucking take a penalty. Ugh! Fucking joke. So to start, Gardner blasts up over the top left. I was happy at that point. Then Welbeck blasts over the top right. Then Fletcher, bottom left, De Gea saves. I was like, get in. Then Darren Fletcher for us hits it to the bottom left, nearly saves. Sorry, yeah, Manon nearly saves. Alonso, bottom right, then scores for Sunderland. So at this point it's 1-1. Then Januzaj, first ever penalty. hits it straight down the middle, keeper saves, then Key, the bottom right, scores for Sunderland. Phil Jones fucking blasts his well over on the top left, then De Gea saves, bottom right from Johnson, then Raphael, bottom right saves. So we're fucking out of the Capital One Cup. We better get Mata, seriously. This is a piss take.